if you can respond to Marshall County High School. Marshall County High School active shooter.
January 23rd. The unthinkable unfolded in this quiet Kentucky community.
Everybody was like, there's a shooter at school, there's a shooter at school.
5 shots fired, 4 down at the high school at Marshall.
I saw people start running and heard screams and ambulance and all that stuff. That's when it finally, it sank in. It's like, wow, this happened to our school.
18 students injured, 2 15-year-olds killed.
We got one shot in the head, one to the back, and one to the abdomen.
I saw one who got shot in the leg, and it was chaos.
A month later, Marshall is still strong, but a lot of healing still needs to happen.
You can't replace life.
What gets you through all of this?
Probably watching our kids and how resilient they are.
Superintendent Trent Lovett was one of the first to go into the high school that day after a frantic call from the principal that a person was down.
And when I went out into the commons area and saw what I saw, that was, I knew it was bad at that point.
What did you see?
Well, there were 3 victims down in the commons area.
He asked school officials where the shooter was. No one knew.
I looked around and there was a bat bag that had a baseball bat in it, and I thought, that's all I've got. So I grabbed that.
Lovett found 2 girls hiding. He helped them get to safety, then helped 2 more students, not knowing the gunman's next move.
We got a witness says he's possibly in the weight room.
I didn't worry about if I ran into him. That thought never crossed my mind. In fact, I was sort of hoping I would.
What would you have done?
I don't know. That's hard to say. I definitely would have tried to stop him from whatever he was doing.
Then Lovett came across a heartbreaking scene and had to make a gut-wrenching choice. He found Preston Cope, who had been shot. He wouldn't survive. The sound of Preston's ringing cell phone cut through the chaos. The screen said Dad.
And so I looked at it, and it was almost like, do you answer this or do you not? And I thought, if I'm on the other end of that phone, I want somebody to answer it. He said, what's going on? And I can remember saying, it's not good. Just pray and get here whenever you can.
The one's advising they've got him in custody.
15-year-old Gabe Parker, a student at Marshall, is now charged with murdering Preston Cope and Bailey Holt and shooting 14 others who survived. 4 other students were injured trying to escape the school.
Nobody expected that out of him because he was super sweet, he was smart.
Jesus Lara knows the accused gunman from band.
He would look at you every day and be like, hi, how are you? He would personally care about you. He would just be nice, but all of a sudden, I guess people can change.
How do you feel now, knowing what he's accused of doing?
I feel sick.
With heartache from the shootings, there are also stories of heroism. Daniel Austin was shot in the shoulder that day.
People are calling you a hero because you helped save Daniel. How does that make you feel?
I don't feel like a hero.
Why not?
Because I just did. I didn't really think about it. I just did what I thought I should do.
Tanner Fuller was just 30 feet from the shooter as he started taking aim.
When the shot started, I ran behind me where a door was. And then when I was running through that hallway, I saw Dan limping along and holding his shoulder. So I kind of just grabbed him and helped him out to a clearing kind of outside the school, about 100 feet.
Fuller then helped Daniel get into another student's car, and that student rushed Daniel to the hospital.
He had blood all over, all down his front. He was dripping it all outside. I had blood all over me from helping him, and it was pretty graphic.
The past 2 days have been the hardest 2 days of my life.
In this tight-knit community, the tragedy has brought students closer together.
It seems like that there's more people that are showing care for others and You know, if somebody's sitting alone, somebody else is going over to talk to them or give them a hug.
School leaders considered boarding up the commons area where the shootings took place, but students wanted to keep it open.
For the most part, those students are standing right back where they were the day it happened. Now, I'm not going to say every day's perfect, because some days are easier than others. They are for me too.
And there are other daily reminders of what has changed. Before going into the school, students are now checked with a metal wand and have all bags inspected.
How would you describe the mood now at school a month later?
It's still really on edge, but it's improved. But it's still also, you don't want to make any loud noises, or you want to be careful not to drop anything.
The superintendent says anniversaries of the shooting will be hard, but he's thankful for the support that has come from across the country, including social media posts that keep the spirit of the victims alive, reminding people to be like Bailey.
Everybody liked to be around her, always smiling. I would say those are the traits that when you say be like Bailey, that's probably exactly what they're talking about.
What do you want the world to know when they see the hashtag Marshall Strong?
Well, I think if you come into the school, if you come into this community, you're going to see that we have each other's back.
Gone but never forgotten, a cross is up near Marshall County High School as the community remains strong.
Good job.
This school year, students are getting used to a new normal.
Make sure that everybody feels safe.
We can use both lines.
Metal detectors, 12 in all, at entrances at the school.
Just kind of like a knowledge that, you know, everything is going to be as safe as it can be.
Students get through quickly, and backpacks are also banned in classes.
It's a safety measure that they asked for. We are able to provide.
These are security changes school officials never imagined they'd need to make. But January 23rd changed everything.
If you can respond to Marshall County High School. Marshall County High School active shooter.
Student Gabe Parker shot and killed 15-year-old Bailey Holt in Preston Cope.
We felt like we were in the safest school district around. And then for something like this to happen, if it can happen here, I can promise you it can happen anywhere.
24 people were injured, 16 from gunfire, and 8 from other injuries. The superintendent saying some people didn't come forward until days after the shooting.
Pretty much we're standing where it happened. Like I said, there were columns. There were 3 columns right here. There were what we call platform seats. You know, they were just big open carpeted seats. The shooter stood about right here. And
Deputy J.T. Coleman is a school resource officer, one of 5 now in the district, another added safety measure after the shooting. He checks all entrances and exits and makes sure the building is secure. Students say having more SROs here makes them feel safer.
Tech Center.
Coleman taught his son, who goes to the school, what to do in emergency situations.
I was in the commons about, I'd say, 30 feet from the shooter.
Andrew Coleman first started running, but in the chaos saw students in need.
One of my other friends said that we just need to get in our cars and leave, and I was like, no, I need to, like, there's nobody here to help this kid, you know. So I stayed and helped one of the kids that got shot in the leg and made sure he made it to the hospital.
This area was hard for students to walk through, but has gotten easier.
this is going to be the new lobby, the new commons. It's going to be, you can kind of see the remnants of the old. That's how it was.
Construction already planned before the shooting is now taking shape as the area is partially boarded up. This is what the school will look like when construction is expected to be finished at the end of next year. Security upgrades aren't done yet. The school will still implement a system where people are buzzed in.
We have some hall monitors that we're using, especially during the construction phase this year. We have a guard shack where any vehicle that comes onto campus must stop at the guard shack and sign in.
And federal grants are also helping. Nearly $500,000 will go to victims and families healing from the shooting. Part of the money will pay for 2 mental health professionals and a coordinator to oversee the recovery plan here at the high school.
How do you think your students have grown up because of what happened?
Well, they've probably had to grow up faster than what they needed to, because this is a situation that the majority of the people in the United States have never been through, have no idea what they've been through.
The school is going to have a memorial for Bailey in Preston. What would you like to see?
I would like to see like a plaque that says in loving memory, just so everybody's not forgotten them.
The school plans to work with the victims' families on the best way to pay tribute at the school for the two students who continue to change lives after their deaths.
Their legacy will live on for years, and it's just a wonderful thing to think about kids playing like Preston and being like Bailey.
This school, with more than 1,300 students, endured a tragedy, but it has brought this small community closer together. It's a story of heartache and perseverance.
What can other school districts learn from what happened?
Always be prepared, because you never know when it's going to happen to you.
All right, good job. Get your stuff. Have a good day.